The Los Angeles Rams are going to absolutely dominate the Chicago Bears on Sunday Night Football this week. Let's get into the video. So I am going to post this in the Chicago Bears Reddit, so all you Chicago Bears fans, I'm welcoming the dislikes. It gives me engagement. Thank you very much. And for the Los Angeles Rams fans, let's get into this video. So in this video, I'm going to be going over a breakdown of the game as a whole, and then at the end, I'm going to be giving my predictions for the game. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and stick around till the end of the video. When I used to make videos last year on a different channel, when we did play the Chicago Bears, that was one of the weeks I got the most hate, so I am expecting it this time. I've also been making some videos that even Rams fans don't agree with, considering I do like Jared Goff. So I am ready for the hate. Go ahead, I love the engagement. But anyways, let's get into the breakdown of the Rams vs. Bears game. Okay, so here we are on PFF. I do like to use PFF just to see, the grades of players. Obviously, this doesn't tell the full story. If you take a look at the Rams defense, they have Jalen Ramsey as the 9th best cornerback at a 77 grade. Obviously, I think Jalen Ramsey is the best cornerback in the NFL. So obviously, they don't have the most accurate consensus grades for everything, but they do have pretty accurate grades, considering they have Aaron Donald as the best D lineman of the NFL, which he is. So first, let's talk about the Rams offense versus the Bears defense. The thing that I think is going to be the game changer in this game is going to be the Rams passing game versus the Bears secondary. So here we can see that the Bears secondary, they have the 84th best cornerback, and then obviously a cornerback that is not ranked in Kendall Vidor. Also, they do have Tayshaun Gibson, who I do actually like. He is a veteran in this league. He is, I believe, about 30. I can't remember. About 31. So he is getting older, but he's still a very serviceable safety. Obviously, you also have Eddie Jackson, who had an amazing year in 2018, but has pretty much regressed since then. He's still a solid safety, so I do actually like their safeties. But in terms of cornerback, they are absolutely going to get dusted by Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Deshaun Jackson, and a lot of people are sleeping on Van Jefferson. Now, he didn't do anything too crazy last year, but he has impressed in training camp. And also, we do have Tutu Atwell because we are going to be trying to conserve Deshaun Jackson's workload, considering he is older now. But you can see Deshaun Jackson has been a consistently good wide receiver, especially over the past 4 years. He has been doing good. Although last year, obviously, Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts weren't playing the best football. So, but overall, Cooper Kupp, probably the best slot receiver in the NFL, one of the best route runners as well. Robert Woods, just an all-around Swiss Army knife. And then we also have Deshaun Jackson, Tutu Atwell to take him over the top. I think we're absolutely going to take the cornerbacks out of the equation, and Matthew Stafford has an amazing game one, and MVP talk starts to commence. In terms of our line versus their line and linebackers, we have one of the best offensive lines in the league. You can see here that we are the number 8 offensive line according to PFF. So we have Andrew Whitworth. Obviously, he's getting older, but there hasn't been much regression from him. Obviously, he's just been one of the best left tackles, if not the best left tackle, since 2006. Had an 87 grade last year, even though he is almost, I believe he's like 38 or 39 at this point. We have David Edwards, who played okay last season. He was the 17th best guard, and then Austin Corbett, 11th best guard. We also have Rob Havenstein, who's the 14th best tackle. And then we have Brian Allen, who actually had a really good 2018, but then had a terrible 2019 and was hurt last year, so he didn't get to play. Not only that, but we do have Tyler Higbee and a rookie Jacob Harris that I am extremely excited to see play week 1. In terms of their defensive line, they do have a better defensive line than, say, their secondary unit. I think this is their strong suit. They have Robert Quinn, who used to be extremely good for the Los Angeles Rams, even being the number 1 edge defender in 2013. In terms of Khalil Mack, obviously one of the best edge defenders in the league. He was the best edge defender last year according to PFF. I say TJ Watt challenges him for that, but Khalil Mack probably is the best edge defender in the NFL, even to me. He runs a 4.6 40. That's pretty insane at his height and weight. 250 pounds running a 4.6 40. That's insane. They have Raekwon Smith, or I believe it's Roquan Smith. I love him. I actually use him in Madden a lot. He is fast at a 4.5 40. 255. He is very good. Alec Ogletree, also a former Ram. Obviously, he's not the best. He's not bad either, though. So overall, our offensive line versus their defensive line, I still think that we are better in offensive line. And so we are going to absolutely take you guys off the top on in the passing game, but you guys might be able to quell the running attack of Darrell Henderson and Sony Michel. Sony Michel is ready to go, so yes. And then Eddie Goldman is a good defensive nose tackle as well. He is very good against the run, and that's why we might not be able to get as good of a run going, but I think we are absolutely going to torch you guys, and the Rams fans. We are going to torch Chicago in the secondary. Now let's move over to defense. We can actually see here, or the Rams defense versus the Chicago offense. They do have a great wide receiver core. I will give you guys that. You guys have Allen Robinson, probably one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. You guys got Darnell Mooney. He's more, he can be great, he can be very average. So he's good in the slot, though. I will give you guys that. And then Marquise Goodwin, obviously didn't play last year. In the past couple of years, hasn't played to his potential, but he has been in that like top 30 receivers kind of conversation before. And then you guys obviously have Andy Dalton, and I do love David Montgomery. In terms of how I think you guys will perform against our secondary, obviously we have one of the best secondaries in the league still, even after John Johnson leaving. Even after John Johnson leaving, we still have the best cornerback in the league, Jalen Ramsey, in my opinion at least. Darious Williams, one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league. We also have Jordan Fuller, Taylor Rapp. We also have Terrell Burgess. I bet we're going to be playing a bit more nickel, but we will have to see what they decide to do there. But overall, safeties, cornerbacks, I think we we have a better secondary than you guys do, wide receiver and your quarterback, because you have to think you do have Andy Dalton still. He's the 24th best quarterback, according to PFF, even probably worse than that in my opinion. Probably the top, like a 30th ranked quarterback. So if you had maybe Justin Fields playing, then I would feel a bit stronger about your wide receiver core. But since you have Andy Dalton throwing the ball, I think we are going to have you in the secondary. In terms of the line, it's really not close. You guys have, according to PFF, the 28th best offensive line, and then according to that, obviously you have Jason Peters. He's extremely old, however, so is Andrew Whitworth. Jason Peters did have a kind of a fall off year last year. We'll see if that continues this year, or he can bounce back for you guys. You do have Cody Whitehair playing at guard this year. Sam Mustipher, I've never heard of this guy, if I'm going to be honest with you. You do have James Daniels. I actually like James Daniels, but obviously he's not a top guard, but he's okay. And then obviously you have Jermaine Ifedi going from guard to tackle. He hasn't played all that well. So, I mean, obviously the Rams have Sebastian Joseph Day, one of the most underrated defensive tackles in the league. We have Aaron Donald, who is absolutely going to wreak havoc on Andy Dalton. Official prediction, 4 sacks. We have Leonard Floyd, Justin Hollins. Justin Hollins is one of those underrated guys, but he's just average, but a lot of people probably don't know who he is. He's very good. Leonard Floyd obviously had a ton of sacks last year, next to Aaron Donald. A'Shawn Robinson is supposed to be healthy for this game, so I'm feeling great about him. Obviously, the linebacker core is where the Rams do struggle. We have Troy Reader, Kenny Young. We also have Ernest Jones, who played well in the preseason, and I'm excited to see him play. But that is where you guys could possibly exploit us. In terms of tight end, you guys got Cole Kmet, I'm not really worried about him. I do like your running back, but behind this line, I don't think you're going to be able to do much. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the breakdown. Now let's get into my predictions. So I am going to have 5 predictions. One prediction, you guys already heard it. Aaron Donald has 4 sacks on the day. This is going to start off his MVP season. No, I'm kidding. I don't think he's actually going to win MVP. Defensive players don't really win MVP. But he could get another depoy if he does break Michael Strahan's record, and we do have 17 games in this season. But yes, I believe Aaron Donald has 4 sacks in this game, considering you have the 28th best line according to PFF, and Andy Dalton is playing. If Justin Fields is playing, different story, but he's not. Second prediction, I believe that Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods are both going to have over 100 yards and a touchdown each. This isn't very bold, but I do think this is going to be the case. I think Matthew Stafford, this is a kind of a... Actually, no, I'll have that be one of my predictions. But I think Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods both have 100 yards and 1 touchdown. The third prediction is going to be that Matthew Stafford has 4 touchdowns and 325 yards. That's not too bold. I do think he's going to tear it up. He's going to have 4 touchdowns. I think we have 1 on the ground too. I'll get into my official score prediction in a second. But I believe that Matthew Stafford will have an amazing game starting out and have 325 yards and 4 touchdowns. He could possibly have a pick, jitters. Who knows? It's a Sunday night. But 4 touchdowns, 325 yards. That's my official prediction. My fourth prediction is that Jalen Ramsey gets a pick and we hold... Actually, no. Jalen Ramsey gets a pick and Darious Williams has 2 pass breakups. So that's my kind of defensive. I like to have 2 defensive, 2 offensive. And then for my 5th prediction is going to be the score prediction. I think it's going to be a 35-14 game. I think it's going to be very high scoring for the Rams. I think you guys get off a couple, but obviously I just don't see where you guys are going to score. I see you getting 1 on the ground and maybe 1 to Allen Robinson. But yeah, that is going to be it for my game preview and predictions. What do you guys think about it? I know this title is a bit polarizing, but I got to get the clicks. If you guys watch this all the way through and you still want to leave a dislike, Bears fans, I understand, but if you made it all the way through, you might as well just leave a like and subscribe. If you're a Rams fan, go ahead and come along for the journey. I'm going to be making these videos every week. I'm also going to be doing a game review where we go over the game. So if you Bears fans want to come back and just absolutely roast me on that video, subscribe and you can do that. But yeah, that is going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Zach, and I hope to see you in the next video.